What's up, everyone? It is your host, Ghost, coming to you live with another wonderful video. How's everyone doing today? I'm doing well myself. As you can see, I have my new mic stand. Oh, there you go. So, see? So it's a little better than it's more of a low profile one than the high rise one. So it can kind of be a little more stinkier. So it's not as big of an encumbrance as it was before. So, plus there. But yeah, I haven't put up my new monitor mounts, which I hope I'll be able to do today. Today will probably be a little shorter show. That's my plan, at least. We'll see how that plan. You know what they say. No first plan succeeds on the battlefield or whatever. I think that's a phrase. No plan succeeds the battlefield. Oh no plan succeeds first contact with the enemy. Not that you guys are enemies, but that's just basically what it is. But that's my plan, anyways. As you can probably tell, I am still extremely sick. Like, I feel like crap. Like my lung capacity is like none. Like I walk up the stairs, I'm out of fucking breath. That's how mucousy my body is right now. So it's kind of fucking annoying, honestly. Sorry, there's one thing I wanted to add that I didn't get to before. I'm sorry for not tweeting out. I was working, I got busy, and I forgot to tweet it out when I was on my way home. So, if you don't, normally, regardless of what time, I'll tweet out if there's no show or not. So always expect there's a show unless you see an actual tweet that's saying that there's not a show. I'm generally fairly good at making sure to send it out, but shit happens. So unless you see a tweet, even if it's like 5 minutes before my show is supposed to start, sorry, some dry fucking, I don't know. But even if you see there, even if there's 5 minutes left before I'm supposed to start the show, I will generally tweet out there's no show. Sometimes I'll just wake up late and have to do the show later. That's what I've started doing anyways. I used to just cancel it if I woke up late. But yeah. Anyways, well, yeah, that's what's going on. But yeah, I have a plan. I have computer mounts that I'll probably try and mount today if they, fit. So my shit will be a little upper. So we are increasing our I'm increasing my predicted productivity value or now my studio quality. I'm still down in the garage, but still I'm getting it done. I really hope when I move I can find a place that's a 4-bedroom within my price range so I can be inside a house instead of in the garage freezing my ass off. Oh man, yeah. So before I get started, let me just double check on that audio. Because I've done some shows and all of a sudden I am lacking. Okay, so it looks like I'm doing good. Sorry, just adjusting this mic a little bit. Okay. So there we go. So I'm doing well, it looks like. All right. So it looks like everything's sounding good enough. So we are good to go. All right, so let's get into it. Today I'm going to talk about Rittenhouse. He's promoting his book, Acquitted. which is, I guess, he says it's going to, tell his side of the story, the facts, because there's a lot of misconception when it comes to the Rittenhouse trial. People think, oh, hey, this guy's went and killed black people. Not true. It was all white guys. He crossed state lines with his weapon. Not true. The weapon was in the state line. So we're going to check out his book. Simple as that. All right. And then we got a couple self-defense scenarios. One's a cop. Kind of proves why cops empty their clips into people. It's why they're trained to do it anyways. Let's see. And then we got a 14-year-old kid who kills a teen after being mobbed while he was getting jumped at school. So we'll look at that one. And then there's an update in the Trump fraud case. The New York AG is claiming that Trump overstated his net worth by 50% to obtain loans from Dwight Scheidt? I don't know, bank. Oh no, it's a bank. The bank testifies that it cuts Trump's estimated net worth by 50% when approving the loans that were very profitable for the bank. So we'll look at that. People are probably thinking this is a win. I have a different perspective, maybe. I don't know. Maybe when I read the article, even that perspective will change. What is the article? Yeah. And then we're gonna watch a couple Lives of TikTok videos. One chick really hates white people. Yeah, that really cares about gender identity. Hunter Biden's apparently going to testify before the House Oversight Committee. We got some footage on January 6th that shows supporters protecting police. And then if I have time, I'll get into Alex Murdaugh, who just got sentenced to 27 years for his financial crimes. But I don't know yet. And then, before I do any of this, I do have an update on what I talked about yesterday on the kid who got, called racist because he was quote unquote wearing blackface, but it turned out he was wearing black and red face, and he was wearing a headdress because he was supporting his team, the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So without further ado, make sure you follow me at officialwghost. That's how you know when I go live. I set up my links and everything. Make sure you follow me on rumble.com/withghost. That's my main daily show, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Pacific to 8:30-ish most days. Seems like what I'm really getting out to is around 8:30-ish. 8 to 8:30-ish is my time range generally. And then check out my gaming channel, rumble.com/gaming with ghost. It's where you see me playing video games, basically. It's cool. So yeah, check me out there. Hold on. It's getting cold, so I gotta put on my sweatpants. There we go. Okay. Check my cold legs. All right, so let's get into it. So this is the update. So as everyone remembers, this is the kid who was getting roasted for some reason because he was wearing black quote unquote. Like this is the picture on the left right here, the top left. This is the picture shown by Deadspin, calling this kid out for quote unquote wearing blackface. And then here's the actual full picture of him in black and red. because it is a football game and people paint themselves. Do I understand it? No, but do they do it all the goddamn time? But for some reason, this guy who writes for Deadspin doesn't understand that some people paint their faces the color of their teams, their favorite teams. So I don't know. For some reason, this Deadspin guy didn't understand that. But whatever. What can you do? Well, so he got called out for being a white kid wearing blackface. That's what happened. Well, during Sunday's broadcast, Holden Armita from California, a native that belongs to the Chumash tribe. His dad is on the Chumash tribe board up in Santa Ynez. Everyone is making a massive deal out of this and only trying to show one side of his face to push the narrative. So this kid is actually Native American. Now, why was that a big deal? Because the guy, this Carl J. Phillips was smearing him for blackface. Well, it wasn't just for blackface. If you look, Oh, of course, this guy deletes his goddamn post. Okay, no. Yeah, so he did delete his post. Well, okay. So what he said prior to his on his last post was that if he was saying that like people are pointing out that he's also wearing red, and I would say it makes it any worse, red in a headdress, implying obviously the kid's racist against Native Americans because red is associated with Native Americans. All right. That's what it associates with. Well, now the kid turns out to be Native American. So apparently all Dead Phillips, can do is just claim that he's racist because he wore blackface, which again doesn't make any sense. I don't understand this guy, Carl J. Phillips. Let's see. Yeah, this guy. I don't understand it. So he's a senior writer for Deadspin. All right. He's got all these nominations. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Hold on. Sorry, just seeing. So he's a senior writer for Deadspin, okay, which I've never heard of, but some sort of like sports magazine or some shit like that. So he writes for that, but he doesn't understand that people, when they're cheering their favorite sports teams, likes to paint themselves. I don't even watch that much sports, and I know that shit. Okay, if you tuned into any like sports events, even if it's just the news covering the sports event, not even actually watching the actual sport event, you see people who are painted. Yeah, fat rednecks that like no shirt on with a number or a letter painted on. Like, how did this guy not get that? It had nothing to do with blackface. It was the Kansas City Chiefs. Their colors are black and red. The kid wanted to support him, and now he turns out to be Native American. So he can't be racist when it was wearing the red, right, and the headdress because he is a Native American. Anyways, I saw that and I wanted to update you because I found it hilarious that this guy was, all up in arms because someone was wearing red and all that shit. And it turns out the kid's Native American. It's funny to me. I hope it was funny to you as well. Okay. Well, I didn't mean to retweet that. I'll do it later. Don't worry. All right.
Was a story that.
Okay, cool. All right. So, so Rittenhouse, he's writing a book called Acquitted. And then he went on American Sunrise, I guess. I don't know who these people are, but he went there to promote his book. He said, "Will you just stop? I don't want you to watch." Apparently, you can watch the full interview. I don't think we're going to do that. But anyways, so he I guess it's quoted as, "I was painted as a villain by the left media. They called me a vigilante. They called me a racist and white supremacist with no facts or basis to those claims, and they continue to double down," which is 100% true. It's somehow this kid Rittenhouse, Kyle. I watched his trial. Actually, ironically, it was when my daughter was born that the trial was doing. So I was on paternity leave, so I got to watch the whole damn trial, and I watched it from day one to the end. So I know I'm very intimate with this case. But yeah, I remember seeing people calling this kid a racist white supremacist. And they don't seem to understand the fact that he only shot white people. Like that's all the guys that were killed and injured were white people. He had one black person he tried to shoot at, and that was because the dude kicked him in the face, but he missed. Okay. So I never understood that narrative. I guess it was just because it was at a Black Lives Matter riot because they were protesting. If you don't remember, okay, they were protesting the fact that Jacob Blake got shot and paralyzed. And now, some more backstory. The reason Jacob Blake got shot and paralyzed was because he went to a woman who his baby mom, I want to say his baby mom, I'm pretty sure it was his baby mom. He went to her house. She has a restraining order against Jacob Blake. Okay, so she calls the cops. Yo, this guy I have a restraining order against. He's at my house. Come get him away from me. So cops come, try and get him away. He runs back to his car, reaches into his car for something. They tell him no. And then as soon as he comes back up, they shoot him a bunch. Now, Jacob Blake doesn't die. He gets paralyzed. So, and of course, Black Lives Matter without any regard to the actual victim, which is the poor black woman that this guy, Jacob Blake, was harassing, or the kids that he had in his car. No care about them. Went and rioted because Jacob Blake got shot and paralyzed. Why? Because Jacob Blake is black and a guy and a criminal. And Black Lives Matter really loves black criminals. I don't understand it. I don't think you understand it either. But that's what happened. So Rittenhouse, I'm sorry, I'm giving you a big backstory. But day before the Rittenhouse incident, damn, I hate being sick. There was a bunch of riots in Kenosha, and a car lot got destroyed, and so Rittenhouse and a few other people, although the managers deny it, I vehemently don't believe the managers at all. But the managers deny that they asked for people to watch their car source, I think it was. They're like, oh, we didn't ask anyone to do it. Bullshit. They absolutely did, but they're trying to avoid they're trying to avoid being sued or held liable for what happened, which is what really actually happened. Because if you watch the trial and you watch these two managers testifying, it was completely obvious these guys were lying out of their eyes. They were not believable whatsoever. So anyways, so Kyle goes down there. Now Kyle's 17. All right. Look, kid's an idiot for being down in a riot at 17 years old. I won't deny that. Kid's an idiot. All right. If he was my son, I'd beat the shit out of him the next day. All right. Anyways, he's out there. He has an AR-15. And he's carrying that for protection. But but all he's really doing is, helping with medical stuff. He claims on the video he was an EMT. Turns out that's a lie. He does have some medical training, but he's not a certified EMT. Now, the prosecutors try to jump on that all, the entire fucking time. Okay. It wasn't that big of a deal because he was providing actual medical assistance, all right? He may have exaggerated how much medical training he had, but he had some at least. So he's helping, shouting, does anyone need medical? Anyone need medical? Then later on in the night, there's a fire at one of the a different car lot. I can't remember if it's the same car source, but it's at a car lot. So Rittenhouse, being the kid that he is and wants to help his community, takes a fire extinguisher, runs down to put that fire out. Okay. And now the pedophile, Joseph Rosenbaum, JoJo by Mark Ruffalo, that dumbass, because he affectionately calls a pedophile JoJo. Imagine being a victim of this guy, Joseph Rosenbaum, and being a fan of Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk, okay? Big old fan. And then you see him get on national television and give your your abuser, your assaulter, your molester, a cute nickname, JoJo. Imagine that. Just imagine that shit. All right, that must be terrible for a kid. But yeah, Mark Ruffalo's a moron. But anyways, so Joseph Rosenbaum goes and chases after Rittenhouse, and he's yelling, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you." And Rittenhouse turns, and like the smart kid, he did a smart thing. He ran the fuck away. Okay, he ran away, and you're like, "Oh, why is that smart?" Well, it gives you, it helps you understand. He wasn't going out and trying to shoot a motherfucker. He's like, "Oh shit, this guy's chasing me. I'm going to turn around and run the fuck away." Yes, I had my gun, but that's not my first thing I go to. I ran away. So he runs, and then he gets basically cornered. If you look, there is a bunch of cars. It would have been extremely difficult for him to get away safely because there's a mob on the other side. There's a bunch of cars there. Would have slowed him down. But also, Rosenbaum throws a plastic bag. It misses Rittenhouse. He turns around, looks at him, and if I remember correctly, he raises his gun up, but then realizes he just threw something at me, didn't hit me. He's not a threat. Puts it down, turns back to run away, and starts running. Wait, and then this guy, not Anthony Huber, Zimmerman, Zawalski. I don't fucking remember. Anyways, another guy who actually, I don't even think he ended up getting charged. He did get charged, but I don't think he got tried. Anyways, he fires his gun in the air, and so Rittenhouse turns around, and then Joseph Rosenbaum keeps chasing him, and he ends up going for Rittenhouse's gun, and that's when Rittenhouse shoots him and kills him. Okay. Now, we found out in the trial that Rosenbaum earlier that day said, "If I catch one of you motherfuckers alone, I'm going to kill you." Okay. He said that just prior to not just prior, but earlier in the evening. Rittenhouse was there and aware of it. Okay. So he shoots and kills Rosenbaum. Okay. And then after that happens, Rittenhouse runs the fuck away. Is he running away so he doesn't get caught? No, he's running away to the cops to turn himself in. Okay. So he runs past this guy named Gage Groskowitz. Groskowitz asks him what happened. And he's not sure what Rittenhouse says. Rittenhouse says, "I'm going to the police." Or that's what he says. Something to that effect. And Gage Groskowitz thinks he says, "I'm with the police." Okay? That's what he says on stand. And then he hears that Rittenhouse shot a guy. So then what does he do? He goes after and chases him down too. Okay? I know this sounds ridiculous, but this is what happened. And then, so as Rittenhouse is running, he's screaming. Everyone's screaming, "Get that guy. He just killed someone." And again, Rittenhouse is running to the cops. And it's very clear because if you watch the video, you see him clearly running towards a bunch of flashing red and blue lights. So he's clearly running to the cops. And then this guy with a skateboard runs up to, and his name's Anthony Hubert. He runs up to Rittenhouse and hits him in the head with a skateboard. Rittenhouse goes down, and Anthony Hubert comes up again with a skateboard to him, and Rittenhouse shoots and kills Anthony Hubert. Dead. Okay? Now, as he's on the ground, another guy, before he oh yeah, I can't remember. Anthony Hubert, guys. And then another guy, Jump Kick Man, comes and kicks him. I can't remember if that happens before or after Anthony Hubert. But at some point, this guy kicks him in Rittenhouse in the head. So Rittenhouse fires again, misses Jump Kick guy. Then Gage Groskowitz comes up. He has a gun himself. He's also an EMT. He has a gun himself. And I mention that because during the prosecution, the prosecutors made a big deal of the fact that although Rittenhouse was claiming to be an EMT, the only one that helped people with medical, but he had a gun. Well, Gage Groskowitz is an EMT. He's actually, I believe he was a certified EMT. And he had a fucking gun, but there was no big deal about that shit. So anyways, Gage Groskowitz has his own gun, okay? He goes up and he's running down Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse pulls up his gun, aims at Gage Groskowitz. Gage Groskowitz goes, "Oh shit, no, don't shoot me." Okay? Rittenhouse brings it back down. Okay? Doesn't shoot. And then during the trial, they made a big deal how like they tried to make it seem like he did fire, it jammed, and that's why he didn't shoot Gage Grosskreutz. Well, regardless, he still would have been justified to shoot Gage Grosskreutz because he has a gun and he's running up on Rittenhouse. So, anyways, after Rittenhouse brings his gun back down, Gage goes from this to this and points it at Rittenhouse, like, you know, pure execution style. As soon as Rittenhouse loads his gun, he points it right at his gun, right at Rittenhouse. So what does Rittenhouse do? Brings it right back up and vaporizes the guy's bicep. And the best part about this is during the trial, while being cross-examined, Gage admits that Kyle Rittenhouse did not shoot him until he pointed his own gun at Rittenhouse. So that was a big thing in trial. Anyways, so after all that, Rittenhouse gets up, runs to the police. I believe he got pepper sprayed at one point. He tried to turn himself in. Police wouldn't take him, so he went home. The next day, he turned himself in. Okay? This was like the best self-defense case we've had in our entire lives. And he got dragged through the mud by the media because he was a white guy at a Black Lives Matter rally, and he shot and killed 2 people, shot and injured 1 person. And that's all he shot, by the way. He shot 4 times at 4 attacks. Well, not 4 times, but all his shots were at 4 people. He killed 2 of them. He injured 1. He missed 1. Okay. So I can't remember exactly how many shots he fired, but all the shots he fired, only 1 of them missed. Okay. So they try to make him out as this guy who was going around hunting motherfuckers. And guess what? Wasn't true, because the only people he got really shot at or killed or injured were the people who actively tried to harm Rittenhouse. So, all right. So now he's okay. So I've done the big old backstory because I'm really passionate about this one, because it was a clear case of self-defense. Like every video evidence showed was a clear case of self-defense, because 1, he made every attempt to get the fuck away from people, but they kept coming at him. And 2, he only shot people that tried to shoot him or kill him or do something. Okay. Like it was only people that actively were trying to do him harm that got shot at. Okay. He could have mowed down an entire crowd if he was just this guy who was going to go, you know, just gunning for people, but he didn't do that. So that's why I mention it. So anyways, he wrote a book, Acquitted, to promote his side. It's not out. It's pre-ordered. So now he did an interview, apparently. So let's listen to the interview. Oh, by the way, Rittenhouse is being sued. He's being sued by the Anthony Hubert family, his father, which is dumb. Okay. Anthony Hubert's father is suing Rittenhouse and suing the city. Don't think he should be suing Rittenhouse, because it wasn't Rittenhouse's fault that his son, Anthony Hubert, oh, by the way, is, let's see, he's an abuser. He's a domestic abuser. He was violent and aggressive all the fucking time. Like he's had criminal charges against him. He like abused his grandma or something like that. And he hit his girlfriend, I believe. So, anyways, just pointing that out. Also, by the way, again, all the people he shot, killed, and harmed, besides Jump Kick Man, because we're not sure about that, because he was never identified, really. Well, he was, but he was never brought to trial. Everyone he shot was criminals. Now, that doesn't matter in the self-defense aspect, because at the time, Rittenhouse didn't know this shit. But it's just funny that the 17-year-old kid, didn't have any trouble at all, wasn't, a criminal at all, shoots and kills or injures a bunch of criminals. That was pretty funny, honestly. All right. So anyways, he's getting sued by Anthony Hubert's family. And I think Joseph Rosen's mom family as well. Man, this is 8 minutes. All right. We'll either watch this through or we won't. Haven't decided. Let's look at it.
of America and inflamed race relations across the entire country as hundreds gathered to protest the police shooting of Black man.
Okay, let's just put before we watch this. By the way, this is Gage Grosskreutz. This is Anthony Hubert. Oh, Anthony Hubert does grab Rittenhouse's gun, by the way. So there's that too. I believe this is Anthony Hubert, but this right here on the right, the guy who's standing, I don't know if you can see me circling him. That's Gage Grosskreutz. All right. Oh, again, so what I was going to say is not a riot, not a protest, riot.
Jacob Blake. Kyle Rittenhouse, just 17 years old at the time, age of my sons right now, fatally shot 2 Black Lives Matters protesters and wounded a third with an AR-17 rifle in Kenosha, Wisconsin. This was in 2020, you all remember. Now, after these shootings, Kyle was charged with first degree.
I'm not going to lie. When I saw him start crying, I started laughing. I have that response when I see people expressing high levels of emotion. I don't do it, ironically, when it's people who are faking it. It's kind of how I knew he was being for real. I don't know what it is about me, but like with Amber Heard, when she started trying her fake cry, I didn't laugh. I had no response to it. But when I see someone actually having an emotional response, I laugh. That's just me. That's my kind of mind bullshit detector, honestly. But anyways, I don't know why I said that, but it was important to me to tell you that, apparently.
Intentional homicide, attempted first degree.
And I want to say this. During the trial, when this, happened, he had that emotional response after reliving the traumatic events. Fucking James LeBron got on, calls it crocodile tears. He was getting made fun of, everything by people who didn't believe him. So,
degree intentional homicide, first degree reckless homicide, and 2 charges of first degree reckless.
I'm still laughing. It's still funny to me.
He pled self-defense, and he was ultimately, after a long battle, acquitted in 2021. Kyle has just released his new book, aptly called Acquitted, which he describes as a story of survival, resilience, and justice. And Kyle and his service dog, Milo, join us right now. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, so if you don't know, Rittenhouse suffers post-traumatic stress disorder because of this incident. I think it's pretty obvious why. It was a very dramatic incident. So,
Kyle, I want to first introduce your dog, Milo. And I think it's important that we brought Milo on set with us. We don't normally have dogs on set with us, except for my little dogs on Fridays, sometimes when it's Puppy Friday. But we have Milo because you dedicated this book to him. And you not only dedicated the book to him, you have an entire chapter in your book. As somebody who also really does benefit from a therapy dog, from some of the things that I went through, honestly, on January 6th, I want to bring him, and I wanted to have him here with you. Your book is a page turner. And I have to tell you, I was a little surprised because you're like my kid's age, and it's not often I'm reading books that my children's friends wrote. Tell us your favorite thing about the book. What is it?
My favorite thing about the book is I get to tell my story. I get to tell the truth of what happened, and it's from my perspective. It's not an interview. It's not questions being asked. It's me saying what I want to say and putting the truth out there for everybody to read and see the real me.
And it really is. It's guttural. It's raw. There's a ton of emotion. There's all of the self-doubt. There's the fact that you have tremendous PTSD from what happened to you, tremendous PTSD from what happened to you. These are the things that people often don't think about when they think about Kyle Rittenhouse. They think, wow, you were catapulted to the top of really the fame digest, if you will, among conservatum out there, if that's a word. You were acquitted. They don't know what happened, not really just even that day to you. Your childhood wasn't what the media painted at all. In fact, you're from a considerably poor family. And you grew up even in homeless shelters with a drug-addicted father, a mom who was just trying to scrape it together, and 2 sisters that you felt responsible for in a lot of ways. And then this happened to you, right, in 2020, and you became the hero that you don't like the title of.
Look, I'm gonna try not to pause this so often, because I'm trying to not know the shit out of everyone. But I hate that term that they keep calling me a hero, a hero, a hero. All right. I think Rittenhouse did the right thing. I think he's a good kid. Sorry. I think he did the right thing. I think he's a good kid, everything like that. The kid's not a hero, all right? He did what pretty much, he didn't run into, the building of a fire to try and rescue some people. He didn't go after an active shooter and, take him down, solo or anything like that. The kid's not a hero. He's just a guy who was put in a situation and came out on top. And everyone likes to point out, oh, he killed a pedophile. Good job, good job. Well, true. That's all true. Here's the thing. Rittenhouse didn't know at the time that he was killing Rosenbaum, that he was shooting a pedophile. He didn't know this. So this whole narrative of, he just took out the trash. He killed the, pedophile and all that stuff. He didn't know it at the time. So it's not a valid response to all this. And again, Rittenhouse isn't a hero. He's just a guy who got put in a situation, came out on top. And I'm glad he did. Don't get me wrong. 100% glad he did. I'm on his side, everything. But I hate when people call this guy a hero. And I'm glad he doesn't like the title either. Because it's not, that's incorrect. He's not a hero. He's just some guy who, like I said, got in a situation, came out on top. But yeah, this term hero, it's really dumb. People keep trying to label him a hero. He's not. He's just some guy.
That day to conservatives, and the villain, in fact, the first person people wanted to kill to the left, that's a lot for a 17-year-old child.
Absolutely. I was painted a villain by the left media. They called me a vigilante. They called me racist and a white supremacist with no facts or basis to those claims. And they continued to double down. Just the other day, there was an article written about me, a complete hit piece, saying I was using this as political power, which is just BS. It's not true.
Yeah.
I didn't write a book to gain political power. I don't know what political power that gains you, but that's just some of the things the left is writing about and trying to smear my name and discredit me to the best of their ability.
Yeah, your whole life you loved the police, and you even got a little helmet. The one gift you remember getting that was really special to you was a little helmet with sirens on the side of it, so you could live out your little police, goal. Because
Racist.
Your dad wasn't really capable, a brilliant man, but not really capable of accomplishing a whole lot because of his addiction. And here you found yourself in jail after this happened, in the place that you thought you would never be. You thought you might be visiting people that you put there. You thought that you might be help, but your goal in life was to be like an EMS worker or a police officer or something like that. You weren't from a wealthy family. I said that already, but I think it's important. And I have to say that as the mother of one of your good friends, my son Bo is the one who actually arranged this interview. We're blessed that we get to meet people like you who happen through Palm Beach quite often. But you're not somebody who has tried to capitalize on this at all. Why did you then write this book?
I was tired of seeing narratives out there that aren't true, both from the left, both from the right. I just wanted to put the story out there and the facts of what really happened.
Just facts,
A lot of
man.
people think I have it easy or I had it easy, and that's just not true. The fact is that I grew up homeless. I grew up homeless when I was a young child. I was on government subsidized housing. I had a drug addict dad, and I had a mom who was working 80-hour weeks trying to put food on the table. It was not easy growing up.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you think maybe part of your motivation in writing this is because you know that you're not the last person that's going to go through this sort of persecution?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We see what's happening in New York and all these other left-leaning states. We see what's happening in Washington. It's just, I'm hoping that one of the people that happens to be a victim of these these malicious prosecutions can read it and find a little bit of hope that they aren't alone and that this has happened to somebody before.
Yeah, I have to say, there was so much in this book that resonated with me, someone old enough to be your mother. But there was also a lot in this book I didn't know about your story. It's a really compelling, page-turning type of a story. What's your best hope for what this book might inspire?
I'm hoping it inspires people to change their mind in a way, to open up their eyes and realize, hey, maybe we were wrong about the story. Maybe we didn't get it right, and maybe they go back and fix it. Maybe they don't. I don't care if they do or don't. The narrative's already out there. but I'm hoping that it changes somebody's mind, at least one person. Then if it changes one person's mind, the book would be successful to me.
Well, it's already done that, so then it's already successful. I want to ask you, what are your future aspirations at this point? Have they changed at all? Because I think you're living in Texas, if I'm not mistaken. You can run for office really young in Texas.
Nope.
I'm just saying.
Nope. I don't have an interest in running for public office. Never have, never will.
Well, what do you see yourself doing at this point?
Well, right now I work a 9 to 5, trying to get lawyers paid. Civil lawsuits are expensive. I'm just going to work. I'm trying to live out as normal of a life as possible.
Mm-hmm.
My free time, I go to the dog park and spend it with Milo. That's all I'm really doing at the moment. In the future, and once these civil lawsuits are over, hopefully I can put my head down for a little bit and go to college and get an education.
Yeah. And then do you know what you want to do after that? Do you have any ideas?
I jump around a bunch on what I want to do.
Because you're how old?
20.
Yeah, because you're 20 years old.
All right. Yeah, I'm kind of done with this. But, there we go. So there we are. We got, he's got a book. Hopefully if you don't know much and you don't want to go and rewatch the trial, you'll go and check out his book at the very least. Yeah, so there we go. That's the end of the Rittenhouse stuff. All right, since we're on self-defense, let's go on some more self-defense, okay? Talk about more. So here we go. So if you're ever wondering why cops feel the need to empty a clip into someone, this is why, okay?
Man, shoot his ass!
So he hits the guy.
Shoot his ass! Damn!
Did you see that? Dude's still not dead either.
Oh, shit.
Okay, now he is. Terrible. Terrible that this guy got killed. Very terrible.
Man.
Now, so see him get hit and see him keep attacking. Now, I'm pretty sure the guy's on something. I don't know what, but he's definitely on something.
And shoot his ass!
But
Shoot
cops
his
keep
ass.
backing up, keeps backing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's about 12 shots. It took 12 shots for this guy to finally go down. That's 12 goddamn shots before this guy went down. This is why magazine bans are stupid, people. All right? Because if you're in like Washington or Oregon or California, where all these places have magazine bans, 10 shots, now you got to reload, and this guy's still coming after you. So that's why magazine bans are dumb. That's why cops will go and empty a clip into person, even if you don't think it's necessary, even though there's 10 of them. Okay. Sometimes bullets do strange things and don't, put a person dead. That's why police, and if you ever take a self-defense class at all, that's why they tell you all the time, you don't stop shooting till the person goes down. Okay. When the threat is ended. Once they fall to the ground, threat's ended. Don't shoot anymore. Okay. So unfortunately, I'm assuming, I have no idea, but I'm assuming this guy's dead. The guy who was, going at the cops is dead. Unfortunate, probably on something. But I wanted to show that just to showcase why, one, magazine bans are dumb, and two, why, cops will empty clips into someone. All right. So we'll move on to some more self-defense stuff. Apparently, it's going to be a self-defense day. I'm running short on time, so I might end up having to skip some things. But we'll do this self-defense thing. So here's what this is. 14-year-old student kills teen with a knife at a North Carolina high school after getting jumped. Whatever. The stabbing happened in the gym at Southeast Riley, a high school. After a brawl broke out, the student in the gray and red hoodie can be seen getting knocked down to the ground by a mob of teens. He then pulls out a knife and starts stabbing multiple students. One student was injured and the other was killed. The mother of the knife-wielding student says her son was defending himself and was fighting for his life. The whole situation is terrible. I feel bad for the other family, but in return, I feel bad for my son because he was in a fight for his life. It wasn't a fair fight. I just don't think it should have happened like this. Terrible. All right. So let's get to this. So there we go. So this is what's going on. Okay. And then they start mopping. He's stabbing these guys. I think it's up. Okay, so now it's just a repeat. So it's not. So, well, we'll watch it again. Probably slow it down a bit. So we see. Hold on. I'm going to turn off the audio because it's not useful. So there we go. So we see the guy goes to the ground. He gets mobbed. Okay, he's got 3 people on top of him. 4, 5, 6, 3. So he's got a bunch of people kicking him. So he pulls out a knife. He stabs this guy. Another guy, he stabs him. Continues to stab him. Keeps on stabbing. They keep attacking, and then he runs off. So this is a very clear case of self-defense. Also, bring a knife to a fist fight. I mean, better than nothing, I suppose. But that's a very clear case of self-defense, in my opinion. Why? Why is this a case of self-defense, Ghost? Well, here you go. You got a bunch of people mobbing him. All right. He's outnumbered. Okay. And he gets, if they're just chasing him and just surrounding him and, they're not actively attacking him, wouldn't have been really a case of self-defense. But not only do they mob him, they surround him. They, 2 people, he gets pushed to the ground, kicks to the ground, whatever. He falls to the ground. 2 people start kicking him. A 3rd person joins in, then a 4th and a 5th. So you got a bunch of people mobbing him. And to defend himself against great bodily harm, because look, I don't care what anyone says, you go on the ground, people start kicking, punching, and hitting you. Guess what? You're in danger of great bodily harm. Just what it is. Okay. So all these people start doing that. So he takes out a knife and starts using deadly force. Remember, deadly force can be used if you believe you are in danger of death or great bodily harm. Okay. You got a bunch of people kicking you and punching you and attacking you, a bunch of people while you're on the ground. That, in my opinion, is a threat of great bodily harm. Okay. And I think anyone is reasonable would believe that. And I think it's very reasonable for that to be thought of. So, I believe this is a case of self-defense. He's being mobbed. He's being surrounded. He has no avenue of escape. So he pulls out a knife and defends himself. One person gets injured, another person gets killed, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Now, unless, because the video doesn't show everything, and I don't even think it matters, but unless there's some provocation saying, come on, go hit me, attack me, let's go, let's fight, or some shit like that, then, there's no any other case other than this is self-defense. And even if there was that provocation, once the mob joins in, it kind of doesn't matter what the provocation was. If there's a mob and people are attacking you, you got to defend yourself. So I think it's a very clear case of self-defense. Unfortunately, fortunately, it looks like it's all black students. So we're not going to get that whole, we're not going to get another Rittenhouse. Just a white guy wanted to kill some black kids. It's not going to happen at all. But yeah. So, unfortunately, this happened at a school. This is why you should take your kids out of school, people. Homeschool, private school. Okay, work your ass off so you can provide that. All right. So with Donald Trump, this fraud case, I'm not going to bring up the article. I'm just going to, try and. So basically, what's going on with it is they had a bank manager that Trump used, and he's accused of defrauding. Said it's atypical but not unusual for a bank to internally slash client stated asset value by 50% and approve a loan anyways, as they did with Trump. It depends on the circumstances. Let's see. They apparently cut his stated net worth in 2011 and 2012 from about 4.2 billion to 2.3 billion, according to the internal bank credit memos. Same documents indicate that the bank approved the loan anyways because it expected them to generate a profit based on Trump's history of successful developments and other criteria. Trump, who denies wrongdoing, claims that the case is politically motivated, is called to the stand this week for current and former bank employees, including the family's former private banker, Rosemary Farbillick, as part of his defense case. Testimony completely, all right, so this is what they're saying. Testimony completely undermines AG James's premise that Trump defrauded the bank, German bank. As part of our due diligence, we subject a client's asset value to adjustment. As part of our underwritten policy, we apply it to every client regardless of what it's reported. Is a difference of opinion in asset value between the client and bank a disqualifying factor to extend credit? Trump's attorney, Jesus Suarez, asked Williams. No, why not? It's just a difference of opinion. I think we expect clients to provide information to be accurate. Let's see. Trump and his two sons, Trump Jr. and Eric Trump, Donald Trump Jr. testified earlier in the trial that no bank has been victimized by the alleged inflated valuation, that various lenders have made millions of dollars in interest on the loans. Trump also argued that his name and the potential for future development was a factor in previous valuations. It's probably true. Okay. So here's the thing. It sounds like a big win to him, but I don't know. I'm not, a lawyer or anything like that. Come on. Sorry. So I think even though I don't know, honestly, I'm kind of hesitant on this. I don't think Trump committed any fraud. Even if but say he did inflate his numbers and said instead of his net worth, they're 4.2 billion. And his net worth was 4.2 billion, and he inflated it, doubled that. So that 8.4 billion. And he inflated those numbers because he knew the bank was just going to half his stated net worth regardless. And so it just be, I still think that would be fraudulent anyways, even if, because, you're not being accurate with your stated net worth and the bank's trusting that. And I haven't really been watching this trial just to look at whenever there's updates or anything. But I haven't seen any articles stating that, Trump, it's been proven Trump intentionally inflated and his value network to banks. I haven't seen any of that. So I don't know. I don't think this is exactly a win. A lot of people are thinking, because let's say, given like it's true that he did inflate his numbers, and it was just because he knew the bank was going to cut his income and his stated net worth in half, regardless. He still would be in, in my opinion, would still have defrauded the German company, because he's saying his net worth's this much, but in reality, it's this much. I would still consider that fraud, in my opinion. But I mean, this is still a completely politically motivated case. I think we all know that by now. I haven't really been following the Trump fraud case. It doesn't interest me that much, in all honesty, but it is what it is. So I'm running short on time. I have to work on my car, so that's why I'm not trying to, be here forever and doing my my stuff. So that's just an FYI for y'all. My heater's out, so I'm going to skip the Hunter Biden thing I was going to talk about, and I'm just going to finish off with the 2 TikTok videos and the January 6th stuff. I'm going to do the January 6th stuff first, because I'm sure I think that will be quick and short, and I won't have as much comment on that. So yeah, I don't think the Hunter Biden thing was going to be very interesting. All he's saying is apparently Hunter Biden's coming in to testify before the Oversight Committee in public, like, open to the public, and apparently House Republicans wanted it to be a closed door thing. That's basically what it is. So this is January 6th footage. Apparently, it shows supporters protecting police officers on January 6th from suspected Antifa agitators. What is with this dude right here? So we do see a few supporters actively saying stop, back up. They're kind of in front of the police, kind of helping the police. So I mean, this is previously censored video, and apparently, and it's showing this. I think this is kind of important for us to see. Now, I don't know if this is accurate. Suspected Antifa agitators. I don't know what proof there is that these are Antifa agitators. I have no idea. So I think this is very important. There's this is people. I'm not finishing this. It's kind of dumb. Not the people like this guy was like ooh the entire fucking time. Like, god damn, that guy was really into this. But yeah, this is pretty. Like, is this damning? No, but it kind of shows that not all the people were bad there. There's a lot trying to do some good. They're like, yo, this is what we're about. Back off. So it's good to see that. And hopefully the people in that video weren't charged with the bullshit that a lot of January 6 people were charged with. And I bet there's plenty that were doing the same thing that have been charged. All right. Now to the infamous TikTok. So apparently, she This Asian chick does not like white people. Apparently, I'm just going off of what libs of TikTok have titled this thing. So let's go.
Hi there, you must be new to my account. I say white to remind people that white supremacy is everywhere. Because in order for true equality...
Wait, hold on. So you say white incorrectly because it shows that white supremacy is everywhere? That doesn't make any sense. You say you sound like someone who, has a name with a lot of phlegm in it. Ahmed. If you watch Jeff Dunham, you understand that joke. So you just sound like a moron, honestly. You don't sound like you're proving anything. You sound like an idiot.
to happen, white supremacy has to be dismantled. And a lot of people are not even aware of their use of whiteness unless someone like me points it out by calling it white. In your case, you as a white woman telling an Asian woman how to speak on her account is a pretty white privileged.
No, that's a 2023 privilege. That's an internet privilege. Everyone tells everyone, regardless of your skin color, regardless of this color, how to say things on your account, like all the time. I'm offended by the fact that the words "I'm offended by" are very common now. Is people saying you're saying something? You need to say this on your account correctly or some shit like that. So this has nothing to do with whiteness. This has everything to do with you're annoying me by being an idiot.
Mindset. Because I would have never thought to go to your account and say, hey, your face is really annoying.
But you kind of did. like what the fuck? And honestly, she probably had nothing to do with racism. She probably told you that because it's annoying to hear someone go a bunch of fucking times. You dumb bimbo. Like who does that? What are you, Daffy Duck?
You should change your profile photo. I would never say that to you. Like,
But
that would have never crossed my mind. Like, who am I to tell you that?
Now, obviously, she's being, satirical and all this, but, who would do any of that? Also, your fucking voice is annoying, lady. Like, you sound like a Karen.
And you should have awareness of your actions. You as a white woman telling me how to speak is tone policing.
Tone policing? No, you're just saying dumb shit and we don't want you to say dumb shit. As an Asian, you're supposed to be smart, okay? And you're not showing that you're smart. You're dishonoring your family. It's okay. I can say that. I'm part Korean, okay? Okay. So I'm part Korean. I can do that. My wife's Vietnamese. My daughter's half Vietnamese, a little Korean. So, although I'm not full Asian, okay? I married an Asian girl. I made 8 more Asians. All right. I've helped the Asian population more than you. Okay. I've helped the Asian race more than you. I've made more of them. So I can say that shit. All right.
And that's a behavior that's very common among white women. You may have not intended that, but there are many white women who act
and there are many Asian women that act like you. Probably not, but still, there's many dumb people that act like you. There's many liberal people, or not liberal, leftist people that act like you. There's a lot of idiots that act like you.
exactly like you. So that's why I say white, to raise your awareness, because it's
Okay. Let's just say this again. It's not raising anyone's awareness. It's just saying, look at me. I am an idiot. You should not pay attention to anything I say. That is what it's saying. Okay. It's not raising any type of awareness. It's telling people I'm a moron. Please ignore everything I have to say because I am an idiot. That's what it says. When you go and all that shit, you just sound like an idiot and look like an idiot.
so ingrained in you, you may not realize it. And maybe next time when you're about to do the very same thing, my annoying white will ring in your ear and stop you. So you're welcome.
No, I guarantee remembering you going it's just going to be like, oh, I definitely need to say this more. Look at this smugness. And she's got a nose ring. Man, this Asian made plenty of bad mistakes. Dishonor her family. Dishonor her. Dishonor her family. Dishonor her cow. All right. So that's one moron on TikTok. Disappointed in the Asian. All right. So this is a teacher on TikTok who really cares about gender identity. Apparently, her favorite teaching moment is when she teaches her students the importance of respecting and accepting preferred pronouns. So instead of, what you're supposed to do, math, English, history, her apparent favorite teachable moment is doing something that doesn't matter, doesn't exist, and is just feeding into the delusion of individuals. It's apparently her favorite part of teaching.
Came from students. One of my favorite teachable moments I've had as an educator came from students disrespecting pronouns. Now let me explain. Pronouns are a delicate art, especially in public school systems.
No, they're not a delicate art. They're a moronic art. All right, let's just give it a stack. All right, if you really care about being called some particular pronoun, you're a fucking idiot. All right, you're an idiot. You're delusional, and you really have nothing going for you except this pronoun thing. Okay, you really don't. There's nothing of interest, of a value to you, unless you try and push your pronoun crap. All right. I'm going to be 100 with people. All right. This pronoun shit is just fucking stupid. All right. Call me Z, Zer, Za, Zoo, 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 Zoo. Dumb. Okay. It's really dumb. If you care more about how people use a pronoun than what they're saying or anything above everything else, you're just a fucking idiot. Okay. Because here's the thing, people are very polite individuals. Okay. So if you look like a chick and they say her, odds are it's because you look like a fucking chick. All right. You present as a female. Okay. You have the features, the bone structure, everything of, sorry, I'm hitting my fucking mic, of a female. Okay. It is what it goddamn is. So, and if you're getting called a dude, it's because you present a lot of masculine, manly features. All right, your bone structure, everything. If I look at you and think her, probably because you're either you look like a chick, are a chick, and more than likely you are a chick. Okay, because I can see a like for example, Blair White, dude. Okay, I think he's gotten bottom surgery and everything, but still a dude. Born a dude, was a dude, body parts of a dude. Got it? Looks like a fucking chick. All right. If I didn't know who Blair White was, actually, before I knew who Blair White was, I called him her all the time. I still probably do now, because everything he's presenting is feminine, bone shape, facial shape, everything female. Looks like a chick. Okay. So if you're so offended by someone using a her or him pronoun and crap, you're just a uninteresting loser is what you are. Okay.
So what I've always done in school and at after school programs is during introductions, I always give mine. And in my little list of things I want to know, I say, you may specify your pronouns. You can also find me after, just so no one is forced and no one makes a big deal out of it. It's really more for parents than students.
You're kind of making a big deal out of it. Like you're like, oh, I'm not doing it. You're making a big deal about it. The fact that you do it like in your introductions is making a big deal out of the damn thing. Okay. That's why you should take your kids out of school, people.
Students. And it's always a mixed bag. Generally speaking, people just say them or don't say them and don't make a production. But once a group, you'll get somebody making some kind of joke. And this is where it gets teachable. One, I have a good sense of who's joking, but I don't know for sure. So what am I going to do? Say to a class of kids, okay, good one, about a kid's actual name and pronouns? No. I take every single student at face value.
All right. I know they're not watching, but if you're a student or you have a kid in her class, I want you, whenever she asks for pronouns, I want you to tell her your royal majesty. I want her to have to be forced to call every person your royal majesty. Or something hilarious. Attack helicopter.
Value. And I just immediately respect whatever they say.
Or Pierce Morgan, although I don't really like him. He did have a good one. Most handsomest man alive or most beautiful woman alive. Okay?
And I will call them that name and pronouns as long as they let me. So the kid who's chuckling and going, he, him, and I want to go by T-Rex. He's T-Rex for the rest of the year.
I'm sure he loves that. Who wouldn't want to be named T-Rex? Like, she's like, look at her. First off, fucking kids are dumb. And she's a middle schooler. Middle schoolers are just as dumb. And you know what they're really going to like? The fact that you're buying it, that you're just going to keep calling them that. My name's T-Rex. Ooh, T-Rex. And you keep calling T-Rex, he's just going to love it. All right? Like, it's not going to offend him. And that's her real goal, is to, like, upset him and get him annoyed and shit. I guarantee it probably doesn't happen that often where someone's like, I'm kind of annoyed that you keep calling me this. He's probably just like, sweet, my name's T-Rex now. I love dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are awesome. Yeah, I'll be 29 this year. I still love dinosaurs. I cannot wait for the day I can put on Jurassic Park for my daughter and we can watch it together. All right. I am looking forward to that day.
One of two things happens when I do this. One usually is what happens, which is at some point it starts following them to their other classes and it actually starts being a joke against them.
No, it doesn't, lady. It doesn't. They love it. Okay. Especially a guy. Okay. You call him T-Rex, they're going to love it. Like, that's not a big insult. Okay. And it's not like a real joke following him around or anything. T-Rex. Oh yeah, I'm a T-Rex. Rawr. Like, come on. Seriously, you really think that's what happens? Oh, it follows around and it jokes and it's a joke on them and all that shit. No, it doesn't. They're like, yeah, I'm a T-Rex, yo. Like, kids are dumb. They think that's cool. Now, when they get to high school, that might be a problem. So all you got to do is pick out a name that you would really want to be called for the rest of your goddamn, school. The King, Your Highness. Oh my God. Yes. If you have a student in her class, make her call them Your Highness all the fucking time. Fuck yeah.
They find that they don't have control over this nickname anymore. And so they just asked me, actually, can I just go by Tyler?
I highly doubt that actually happens. I really do.
He, him. And I say, yes, of course. And the nickname fizzles. And they learn to just not make the joke.
I highly doubt that. Okay. I highly doubt that. She's trying to make it seem like, oh, she really teaches these kids about pronouns and shit. I highly doubt that actually happens very often. And I bet when it does, she overinflates it in her mind, thinks it happens a lot. It really doesn't. Okay. T-Rex, you think T-Rex is really, oh, that's a terrible nickname. Like, if it was like, McFarts a lot or some shit like that, that's probably going to be something they'll be like, okay, could you please stop calling me that? But T-Rex, no. If the best she could come up with is T-Rex, I highly doubt this happens very often.
They aren't better people, but I take it as a win. The second one is much rarer, but is my favorite. It's happened twice. They start to really like the nickname. They like being T-Rex.
Again, this chick's lying. Okay, I know she's lying. T-Rex? Yeah, no, they're going to love the nickname regardless, okay? Again, if it's a dumb one, like McFarts a lot or something like that, then they'll hate it, okay? But if it's T-Rex, something as simple as T-Rex, if her best one is T-Rex, I know for the fact that it happens more often, that they really like it and want to keep it going.
It makes them feel special. It's something about their personality. Usually, they throw out a name because they're funny or whatever. And now the world sees them as this funny guy. And they saw how easy it was for me to just accept it. Even if I thought it was ridiculous. Even if I didn't understand it. I didn't have to make a joke. I could just accept it.
No, she hates it inside because they're making a joke about pronouns. Look, don't let this chick fool you. She hates when they enjoy the nickname, because what she's really trying to do is shame the kids into making jokes about pronouns. Okay. Now, she can't, call them out on it because then she'll get attacked with, well, that is my pronoun. Why are you disrespecting my pronoun? Because this is a circular argument that they always deal with. When you say something ridiculous and, you know, these crazy individuals get offended by the fact that you're making fun of pronouns and then they try to call you out on it, then you can just throw back their shit onto them. So she actually really hates that, the fact that when they love it. And I bet that happens more often than it not. I just, yeah, I don't have any proof of this. I just feel it in my bones. She really hates the fact that these kids that, you know, those kids that will take that nickname she's trying to shame them with by calling them all the time and actually loving it. All right, that's all I got for you. I ran a lot later than I was planning to. That Rittenhouse took a while because I had to do the whole backstory. I didn't have to. I wanted to because I'm a lunatic. It is what it is. But make sure you follow me at Official W Ghost. Check out Coffee Brand Coffee. The links are in the description. That's what I'm currently drinking. I'm going to go work on my car and hopefully get my heater running. And then I'm going to put up my monitors. I hope you all have a good day. Peace out. And make sure you like and follow the video. All right. See you later, y'all.